Houston defeats Indianapolis 23-19. CJ Stroud, 20 completions, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gardner Minshew, 13 completions, 141 yards. Good win for the Rook, man. Good win, man. Needed this game. Nico Collins was a man possessed.
You might as well cover the Jacksonville game too. 2 games.
Yeah. Because
what was the score on that, Scar?
Jacksonville lost to the Titans 28-20. Sunshine, 29 completions, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ryan Tannehill, 17 completions, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Being as though that Jacksonville lost, that put us in the playoffs, which is why I'm talking like this. And it also gave Houston the South title.
Yeah, so I'll start with Jacksonville. I mean, just a disappointment as far as starting 8-3, talking about home field advantage, talking about #1 seed, and then finishing how they finished. Somebody's head's got to roll. I don't know. It wouldn't be Doug Peterson if it was me, but it definitely would be Zach Taylor's brother, the offensive coordinator. He'd be out of there. It's just unfortunate as far as winning you're in against a team that we talked about it last week is gunning for a top 5 pick. And mind you, like I think he said the last show that Vrabel would be coaching with that mind state of getting a win, and that's probably why he won't be the coach next season, because he's stupid. If that was his mindset, if you notice the Cardinals, they understood the assignment. They played hard, set some culture. I'm sure in the locker room they like, we would have won that game if we actually wanted to win, but we got the better draft pick. That's the real win. That's the real win out of this, right? Same with the Steelers. They're going to get their asses handed to them this weekend, and then it's going to be like, damn, maybe we shouldn't have been all we could be, which is mid. Maybe we should have been a little worse so we could be great next season. So it's the same situation with the Titans. You know, you stop Jacksonville from making the playoffs. Now, how does that help you? I don't know. But going to the Texans, shout out to CJ Stroud, right? You know, no excuses. You know, I don't hear nothing about his offensive line. He hasn't had a healthy offensive line all season. He lost Tank Dell in the middle of the season. Nico Collins been in and out, but Nico Collins shows you who he is. And, you know, regardless of any of that. And then, mind you, we got to remember what the Texans were, right? The Texans were an organization that nobody wanted to play for. You had owners saying the inmates run the asylum. You had Deshaun Watson demanding trades. You had the owner doing things behind the scenes to kind of get Deshaun up out of here, allegedly. It was a mess down there. Didn't nobody want to play for them. But guess what? That's what happens when a generational talent is a generational talent. He changes the fortunes of your organization. And they couldn't have been that good if they had 2 top 5 picks. Good teams don't have 2 top 5 picks. So yes, they drafted well. Yes, they were superb in picking their coach, but it starts and ends with picking right at quarterback. When you pick right at quarterback, everything else just falls into line, and you can see it. Like, they weren't supposed to be a playoff team this year. You know why they're a playoff team this year? Because they hit on their quarterback.
Their over-under was, 5 wins? They got in the playoffs.
No excuses.
Salute to D'Amico, salute to CJ, salute to the whole team. We talk shit about this organization's front office, but y'all made the right moves to get to it, and y'all are way ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. So it's looking good for them down there. As far as Jacksonville,
quiet as kept, they can make noise.
Yeah.
The Texans can make noise.
That's a winnable game against Cleveland. We'll break down the bracket, but that's a winnable game. Jacksonville, you got to look. I know coaches' heads are going to roll. QB coach probably, like you said, offensive coordinator, but you got to directly look at Trevor. I get it. He's been hurt, but it's no excuses. You suit up. We've all played sport. You suit up and ain't no excuses. You got to show up. And for somebody that was a former #1 pick, it's been up and down all year. I think he's regressed from last year, which is something that you don't want to see. I get it. He dealt with injury, but this a win and you win. Against Tennessee, like you said, it's Tennessee. A division foe that you know that's not that good. That shouldn't have happened yesterday. And you gotta look at him and say, yo, you have to be better. You have to be better. It's no way to slice this up. You can't be this inconsistent.
There were folk that was putting Trevor into those top conversations, and quiet as cat before Lamar signed his deal. Back when they were slandering Lamar and that was in vogue, there were conversations that were putting Trevor above Lamar, right? So too much is given, much is expected. I haven't gotten the ROI out of Trevor. I don't see it. I saw it last year. I damn sure ain't see it this year.
No. Yeah, they put a lot of stock into that Kansas City performance going into there last year and playing them competitive. But I mean, you just looked yesterday, just ill-advised throws, just missing targets completely on a couple of them interceptions. So he's got to be better. I know late in the game he missed Ridley deep. Ridley was wide open. I like to watch Brian Balding. I watched him break down that QB sneak, and he said it didn't even look like a QB sneak. Where the Jazz got stuffed on the goal line. Looked like Trevor tried to improvise and go over top, and it didn't work out. So they had every chance to win that game yesterday, but their issue all year has been execution, and when they needed it most, they couldn't execute.
Right. So they long off season for them because there's too much talent on that team. I get it, you lost Christian Kirk, but you still got weapons on that team that beating Tennessee shouldn't have been a thing. But I'm here to talk shit because of it. So, hey. And another thing, yo, you cannot. Keith, I know you be wilding in the basement stepping on that terrible towel. But that's in the basement. Don't nobody see that shit. That's to yourself. You would never record it. Because you know it's a curse that come with that. You can't do that. When they beat us, that white safety with the long, ugly Goldilocks when running around our stadium waving that shit, they went 3-6 after. Sorry. Gotta watch yourself. Gotta be safer than that. You